My fellow leaders, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the second Global Gateway Forum. It has been now 4 years since we launched Global Gateway, and in that time, the world has changed profoundly. We are now well into an era of highly competitive and transactional global politics. Tariffs and trade barriers are back as a tool of geopolitics and geoeconomics. Export controls have become a tool of statecraft to damage competitors and extract concessions. Dependencies are weaponized, including those created by unsustainable foreign investments, which have left too many countries burdened with unsustainable debts. Faced with that reality, advanced economies, emerging markets, and developing nations are asking the same urgent questions. How do we build strategic strength at home? How do we break free from dependencies? How do we diversify our partnerships and make them reliable? And how do we ensure access to capital, resources, and the technology we need to thrive? Excellencies, we are all adapting to the realities of this new economy. We're trying to strengthen our autonomy in strategic sectors, from clean energy to artificial intelligence. The list is long. These are the building blocks of the new global economy. They will enable us to compete, to sustain our industries, to secure lives and livelihoods, and to determine our own future. And this is true to all of us here in the room. But we also recognize that independence does not mean isolation. Value chains are too complex and too global to go it alone. So the way forward is through partnerships. Partnerships based on common interests and respect for sovereignty. And that is what unites us here today. That is Europe's approach. Like you, we recognize that our strength relies on diversifying our relationships. And that's why we are expanding our network of free trade agreements. Let me give you some examples. In the last year alone, we have reached new trade deals with Mercosur and Mexico. We secured an initial agreement with Indonesia. We're now in talks with India and want to conclude before the end of this year. We're advancing with Malaysia, the United Arab Emirates, and others. All agreements are designed to boost economic security on both sides. And this is exactly a similar approach that we are taking internationally for investment with Global Gateway. Global Gateway is about mutual benefits. Our initial goal was to mobilize 300 billion euros in 5 years. But today we have already hit that target. In 4 years, we have already mobilized more than 306 billion euros, and I'm confident that we will surpass 400 billion by 2027. And this shows what we can achieve when we align together our strategic priorities and channel investments to where they have the greatest impact. When we do so, we strengthen our economies and secure our autonomy. And we want to work with you, all of you here in the room and online, to focus Global Gateway even more on key value chains. It's energy, it's clean tech, digital, of course, critical minerals, transport, food and health. And in all these fields, our goal is to combine our strength, to build up resilient value chains together with local infrastructure, but also, most importantly, local jobs, local skills, and local industries. Let me give you an example. The Lobito Corridor. The Lobito Corridor in Central Africa is an example of what it looks like in practice. This transport artery links Angola's Atlantic coast to the mineral heartlands of Zambia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. It will cut the journey from the center of the continent to the port from 45 days to just 1 week. And by removing 5,000 heavy-duty trucks from congested roads, it will significantly reduce carbon emissions. But the corridor is far more than just infrastructure. It is mobilizing over 1 billion euros not only for railways and roads, but for agricultural value chains in Angola, in DRC, and Zambia, for modern logistic hubs to bring products to market, for vocational training to ensure that local people benefit from new jobs. It is about the critical raw materials that are so vital for our strategic industries, not just for Europe's needs, but with local processing and added value. So the Lobito Corridor is a strategic investment for both Europe and our African partners. And this is not a one-off story. We have with Global Gateway a similar project with you, all of you here today. Let me give you some examples. Investment in Colombia's digital transition. The regional electricity integration with Guatemala. From clean energy projects in South Africa, Togo, and Mauritania, to sustainable transport links in Nigeria. From modernizing strategic ports in Capo Verde, to supporting Rwanda's rise as a regional hub for vaccines and biotech manufacturing. This is the breadth and the depth of our partnership. The aim is to build greater resilience, of course competitiveness, and common strength together. That is the essence of Global Gateway. And as the world changes around us, too many critical projects still struggle to secure financing. We all know that governments cannot bridge this gap alone. So lasting development depends on the engagement of the private sector with their funding and, of course, with their technologies and their know-how. Global Gateway makes grants, concession loans, and guarantees to share the risk and to make projects viable for business. And we've seen that this approach works. With the support from Global Gateway, private sector investments are already strengthening Africa's health and food sovereignty. They are turning harmful algae in Grenada, Barbados, and the wider Caribbean into new industries and value chains and good jobs. And therefore, I'm so pleased that today over 150 top European companies are represented here in this room and online, alongside public authorities and our financial institutions. Because we want to see greater engagement between our partner companies, our countries, and our private sectors. This cooperation does not just deliver public goods. Again, it means sustainable jobs, it means growth, It means prosperity that far outlasts the initial investment. So, we want to make this engagement as straightforward as possible. We have heard from business that you want to be involved earlier in the process, not just in the implementation, but in shaping priorities and identifying strategic projects. We've thought about it, we've worked on your requests, and we came to a good solution. And this is why we're launching today the Global Gateway Investment Hub. The Global Gateway Investment Hub is a single entry platform for companies to propose investments. A place where member states, development banks, export credit agencies and businesses come together to craft coordinated offers. So together we can deliver solid returns for investors, strategic value for Europe, and lasting benefits for our partners. Excellencies, this forum is not only a moment to showcase how we work together under Global Gateway. It is a moment to listen. It is a moment to reflect on how we can strengthen it further, how we can scale up concrete projects, how we can create greater investment opportunities. This room is full of potential partners. So to the CEOs and investors here today, your perspective is vital. Tell us, what will unlock new projects? What will give you the confidence to take them forward? And to our partner countries, we are in this together. So tell us, where are your priorities? Where are your ambitions meeting ours? Tell us where we can combine efforts to deliver on the shared potential we all believe in. Because Europe is here and Europe is ready to work with you, to deliver a future we want to share. So thank you all for being here today with us, and I look forward to a productive forum. Let's have a good day together. Thank you very much.